We've already reviewed the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions of Grand Theft Auto V, which we found to be stunning. We praise the game at large not only for its visuals, but for the quality of the writing and acting as well. It's a virtual playground filled with creative scenarios that cover a wide gamut of activities, all of which are crafted with an admirable level of care. Now that the PC version is out, there's an entirely new way to experience Grand Theft Auto V, with another bump in visuals, but also new controls and a surprise video editing feature. At its core, Grand Theft Auto V on PC is the same game that it is on other platforms. And while it's never looked as good as it does on a strong PC, anyone who's played it before may not benefit from buying it for a second or third time unless they're desperate for better graphics. If you fall into that camp, you can easily transfer your progress over to the PC version via the Rockstar Social Club to continue where you left off, diving headlong into the revamped Los-Santos with minimal fuss. Grand Theft Auto V looked great on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but it shines on PC thanks to 4K grade textures, the availability of additional post-processing effects, and an unlocked frame rate. Previous versions of the game played just fine at 30 frames per second, but you quickly appreciate the added fluidity of playing it at 60 frames per second on PC. If you can give it enough juice, read afford top-end gaming hardware, then you can marvel at the added flourishes in 4K. But even 3 NVIDIA GTX 980s and SLI couldn't push the highest settings at 4K without dipping to around 30 frames per second. Whether it's in 4K or at 1080p, the new high-res textures pop with detail, and new lighting effects lead to plenty of awe-inspiring moments. Grand Theft Auto V can paint stunning pictures, with the right mix of scenery, subject, and daylight that highlight the natural beauty of its geography and the grime that pulses through its concrete veins. Grand Theft Auto V has always looked good, but a great gaming PC is the only way to witness the full extent of Rockstar's admirable handiwork. Keep in mind, however, that Grand Theft Auto V retains evidence of its last-gen roots, even on PC, with simple geometry abound. You notice low polygon models on occasion as they contrast with the great texture work and lighting on hand, as simplicity and complexity mix before your eyes. Grand Theft Auto V is impressive at times, but you never forget that you're playing a game that's foundation was built with outdated constraints in mind.
Look, man, I gotta go. Hey, Simeon, I'm out. I'll holler at you, homie.
You get a unique tool in the PC version that allows you to show off all of the game's flair as well as your creativity, the Rockstar Editor. This tool allows you to record footage during missions or while free roaming around Los-Santos, either by manually recording gameplay or by sourcing the last few minutes of cached actions. More than simply allowing you to cut together clips, you have full control over the camera while going through your gameplay. You can set your angles manually, choose from a list of preset angles, and apply camera shakiness, redefining the look and perspective of a moment in time. Little touches such as blending make it easy to transition from one clip and camera angle to the next, without having to put too much thought into it. In director mode, you have even more control over the events at hand. You can choose actors, human or animal, to control rather than being limited to the 3 main characters in the game. You also have control over the time of day, your location on the map, and whether or not cheats are enabled, allowing you to sample from a wide palette of possibilities to craft the scene of your dreams. There's a learning curve to the editor, but Rockstar offers a range of tutorial videos that should help experienced and inexperienced editors alike. Playing Grand Theft Auto V on PC means that you can now use a mouse and keyboard, which is a huge benefit during shootouts where precision is key. Whether you play it in first or third person mode, it clearly makes targeting easier. However, don't think that you should put down the controller for good. Keyboard and mice lack analog buttons, which are key during driving sequences. Being able to control your throttle with a sensitive trigger is something you get used to and manage naturally, often without giving it a second thought. The binary on or off nature of a keyboard or mouse gets in the way of your instincts and takes away the nuanced control afforded by analog triggers. For the best experience, keep a controller plugged in and switch between it and a mouse and keyboard for the moment at hand. Chalk it up to hardware standards rather than Rockstar's. For ongoing coverage of Grand Theft Auto V and our reviews for both the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions of the game, stay tuned to GameSpot.com.